Hello my friends, and welcome to a Christmas book recommendations and TBR video. I'm going to be sharing my favorite Christmas books with you, as well as a few that are on my list that I would love to get to this year. It is my hope that you guys will leave comments and suggestions of other Christmas books I should be reading this year. Even if you've left a comment before and I said I was going to look into it, if I haven't read it, put it in the comments again, because sometimes I plan to put it on a list and I forget. Hopefully I'm not the only one that does this. I have a good selection of books to share with you here today. I have a bit of a different reading taste when it comes to Christmas books. I kind of want things a little bit more predictable, and what I would normally call cheesy throughout the year is kind of what I'm in the mood for at Christmas. My tastes are definitely different at this time of year. That being said, there's quite a variety here, with some middle grade, some murder mystery, some contemporary. There's a little bit of everything. Let's start things out with a book that has been on my lists before, because it is my favorite, possibly my favorite Christmas book. I've read it twice, I think, and I'm thinking of putting it on my list to reread this year. That is Catching Christmas by Terry Blackstock. Just like my reading taste is different at Christmas, this is a Terry Blackstock unlike any other Terry Blackstock. This is a Christmas rom-com, kind of Gilmore Girls vibes. We follow a woman who is either a lawyer, she's a first-year law associate is what she is. So she's working hard, you know, lawyers, they gotta put in the hours. Meanwhile, her grandmother is not doing well. She needs to go to some appointments, and so her grandma is calling a cab and ends up calling the same cab over and over. And it's this guy who has the vibes of Luke Danes from Gilmore Girls, just kind of like curmudgeon-y, like really grumpy kind of guy. And the grandmother, I don't remember what her name is, Callie. She has this idea that she wants to see Sydney matched up before she dies, and so this Christmas rom-com ensues. It's sweet. I love it. It's so tiny. I mean, a lot of Christmas books are just smaller than others. I would love for Terry Blackstock to try her hand at another Christmas book, because this is top notch. The next one is one that I just read in October. I listened to it. It's called A Very Merry Matchup by Becca Kinzer, and it is about a nurse who has this patient that has a crush on her, but she decides to set this patient up with her best friend. And then a couple months later, her best friend says she's engaged. Ivy, the nurse, is very excited that she's made this match, but it turns out that's not who she's engaged to. And Ivy's friend actually tells her to go to this guy who was the patient, I don't remember his name, his house for Christmas. Ivy's going thinking it's the guy that her friend is engaged to, but it's just a setup. It was sweet, it was funny, it was enjoyable. One that I just recently read, and I think what you go into it expecting makes a difference here. I just recently actually listened to The Mistletoe Mystery. This is a maid novella. I'm not really reading the series, but I was like, oh, I'll read a Christmas book. I went into this thinking it was going to be a murder mystery. It is not that. If I would have known that going in, I think I would have enjoyed it more. So we follow, what's her name? Molly Gray. She is a maid at this hotel, and she's definitely on the spectrum. She struggles with reading social cues, and I read the first book in the series, haven't read any others. I feel like she's kind of come a long way. She's had some helps since the first book. Yeah, so if you're just looking for like a sweet Christmas book, this is it. But just, I feel like if I would have known what I was getting into, it would have changed how I felt reading it. It wasn't my favorite, but if I would have known, I think I would have enjoyed it more. To help my throat here, I've got a cup of hot cider. I do not quite yet have my Christmas mugs out. That should be coming this weekend. Okay, let's move on here. Where are we at? This summer or so? I don't remember. It was definitely not in January, was it, that I read The Christmas Mouse. I don't remember when I read this, but I think it was kind of the summer-ish. This is by Miss Reed. This was written in the 50s, I want to say. 70s. Okay, the 70s. And I think it's set in the 30s to 50s. It was a little vague on that, but it's like a historical Christmas story of this mother whose husband died a few years ago. She has twin, I think 6-year-old daughters, and she's living with her mother or her mother-in-law. And it's just a sweet story of them struggling to make ends meet and how a Christmas mouse helps bring people together. It's very just a very sweet little story, and my edition here has just over 100 pages, so very tiny, low commitment kind of book. Another one that I read last year is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter. Now, a little disclaimer, this one does have a closed door scene, I think, so I just wanted to give that disclaimer. But we follow some writers that are going to a retreat. This writer that they admire is hosting it, and of course someone disappears, there's a snowstorm, the power goes out, kind of typical, but I really enjoyed the banter of this. It's definitely like an enemies to lovers kind of story. We've got like a locked room mystery. It checks a lot of boxes for me. Definitely this is one of Ali Carter's adult books though, not like a YA book, but I enjoyed it. There's a car alarm going off. I don't know if it's coming through, but it's like not stopping. So I'm just gonna keep talking. Next, we got another short little one, Heart of Noel by Shatona Havig. It looks like Noel, but it is a town that is pronounced Noel, except that in December, they're like totally capitalized on the fact that their town is written like Noel. So it's the Christmas capital. And this is a novella that is kind of like a prequel to her Bookstrings series, which I love, and I'm waiting for her book 3 to come out. I think in the next few months it'll come out. And so we follow a guy named Josh Hart. He owns a bookstore, I mean like so many buzzwords here, in Noel. And he has a difficult time getting along with the business owner that has a business across the street from him. It's a bakery, Honey Pot's Bakery. And legit, the lady's name is Honey Pot. Like her first name is Honey. Her last name, I think, is Pot. Her mother named her and her siblings based off of what she was craving during her pregnancy. Seems like a really bad idea. Kind of funny. And then we've got Milton. He helps bookstores get out of the red, get out of debt. And he's got a, what is he? He's a parrotlet named Atticus. And he's not a finch. Yeah, so it's a fun series, and this is just a novella beforehand, so you can read it at any point. Even the series, sometimes they kind of mention previous characters, but they're very much standalone stories, so you can pick up any of them. That one's the only Christmas one though. Let's do a couple other books by Shatona. Last year I read Snow-Crossed Letters, and this is about a woman and a man who keep getting each other's packages, and based off of certain things, they both think that the other person's really old. I don't remember what it was, but the mailman knows both of them and decides just to let things be. It's a funny story of, like, I don't normally like miscommunication, but this is miscommunication done really funny, so I liked it. And then Shatona also has Tarnished Silver. This one I feel like is much deeper than a lot of Christmas books. So, this one though, like, it has to do with some secrets that kind of come out early-ish, but I don't want to spoil them. But we follow the owner of a sweet shop, a bakery, which is great Christmas vibes right off the bat. And like the big thing is she has a secret that she's been keeping for 25 years. But then this lady that she hires to do some like house cleaning and stuff for her comes across some incriminating evidence, and the secret kind of comes to light. That's a really good one. I want to reread that one. Okay, the next one is kind of a different vibe. It's The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I read this one a few years ago and really enjoyed it. As of right now, I'm not sure if this will still be when this video goes up, but it's on an early Black Friday deal. The Kindle version is only $1.99. Worth checking out to see if it still is. I'll have it linked below. So in this one, we've kind of got like a reimagining or like a continuation of A Christmas Carol. It's like a YA redone story like it. We follow Holly Chase. At the age of 17, I think she's given warning, like A Christmas Carol. She's given warning that if she doesn't change things, you know, the ghost of Christmas past and present and future show her what things are going to be like. And she doesn't change. And she dies. Now she's working for a company called Project Scrooge as their ghost of Christmas past. So now she, like, her job is to be a ghost of Christmas past. So every year she has like a Scrooge that she has to try to show their past to. It's a very interesting idea, and I really liked how things wrapped up. I feel like it was very unique. Another one that I wouldn't mind rereading. I definitely can't reread this many books at Christmas, but I really enjoyed it. Next up is Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. These are true letters that he sent his children with like these beautiful illustrations, pretending to be Father Christmas. So it started in 1920 when he only had one child, and there's this polar bear that makes himself known throughout here as well. The letters get more detailed. He has illustrations that go with it. I just feel like this makes me feel like a terrible parent. Like there's the bear. I do not put this much effort into things for my kids. I'm not. Well, first of all, I don't have that much artistic ability, but yeah, it's just amazing. And thankfully, they have like transcribed, because Father Christmas has very shaky handwriting. I don't remember. I think there was a reason for it. I got this from Charlene a few years ago for Christmas. Oh yeah, I'm dreadfully busy this year. It makes my hand more shaky than ever. So that's what his writing looks like, and then thankfully they've transcribed it so it's easier to read. But this is just a brilliant book. Well, thankfully they made it into a book. A brilliant idea turned into a book. Highly recommend this. Get a copy. Just maybe don't show it to your kids or they'll realize how boring you are compared to him. At least that's how I feel about it. Let's do two classics. I have two that are very similar here. I've got Christmas with L.M. Montgomery and Christmas with Anne. These can both be kind of hard to find. Christmas with L.M. Montgomery has three short stories. I wonder, are these actually both in Christmas with Anne? This has A Christmas Inspiration, yep, A Christmas Mistake, and Christmas at Red Butte. Yeah, okay, never mind. Skip this. See if you can find this. It is hard to find. So, I mean, if you can't, grab this. It's just short stories. Some of them have to do with Anne. Some of them do not. One of them, I think Christmas at Red Butte. Where's that one set? One of them was set really close to where I used to live. I don't remember which one it was, because L.M. Montgomery, as a teenager, went to go live with her father and her stepmother, like an hour away from where I used to live. So that's like such a fun connection when she's such a fun author. And Maud, short stories, always a good idea. Whatever you can get your hands on. The next one I feel like is kind of a Christian fiction Christmas classic, and that's Gideon's Gift by Karen Kingsbury. This is kind of a 4-book series that kind of have to do with each other, but also like there's also standalones. I don't know if I've actually finished all of them or if I've only read like 3 of them. Gideon's Gift, in my opinion, is the best one. It's been a while since I've read it, so I'm just going to read the synopsis to you here, or at least part of it. One long ago Christmas, Earl Gibson lost the two things most precious to him, his wife and daughter. Angry and heartbroken, he ended up living on the streets and abandoned any belief he once had in God. 10 years later, Big Earl meets Gideon, a 7-year-old leukemia patient who believes with all her heart that Christmas means never having to ask God how much he loves us. Oh, I love that. Gideon is determined to reach this lonely and hurting man who hates Christmas, and he is just as determined to rebuff her. It will take a miracle for Earl to understand the true meaning of Christmas, but if he can accept what Gideon wants to give him, he might find that he can return the favor with a precious gift of his own. Yeah, it's a short one. It's kind of like a tearjerker, heartbreaker, but in the best ways. Highly recommend it. Next up, this was my only middle grade on the list, I think. We've got Winter House by Ben Gooderson. First of all, if you're going to get this book, please do yourself a favor and get the hardcover, because it's got like pop-out windows And like, yeah, it's just pretty. So book 1 and actually book 2, The Secrets of Winter House, which also has pop-out windows on the dust jacket, let me just say, and the hardcover is beautiful. And like, look at that library with a ladder. Yes, please. So these are both set at Christmas. Book 3 is set at Easter. So in book 1, we follow Elizabeth. She is orphaned and living with her aunt and uncle, who are kind of like Matilda's parents. Like, if you know how, they just don't care. They just don't care. Elizabeth is really into lists and literary games. So each chapter, I don't even know how he did this. Each chapter has a title, and it has a word ladder. So it says a troubling note, and then it changes one letter. Then it goes from note to node, mode, maid, mate, gate. And a troubling note, and the last word, I don't know if all of the words, but the last word and the original title are both in the chapter. These both have something to do with the chapter. And Elizabeth is given a letter to, look at her, she's so cute, to go to Winter House for the Christmas. I think she's related. There was some reason. And she goes to Winter House, which is a hotel, gorgeous, and that has some secrets. And it's got a boy named Freddie that she becomes friends with. Also, yeah, just like different puzzles and things throughout. It is so cool. See if I can find a picture of Freddie. He's adorable. Well, the two of them are on there. Really cute. I love the word puzzles in here. This one doesn't have word ladders. It has a word hidden inside the title. So this first chapter is an incident on the bus. And if you pick out a few letters in the middle there and unscramble them, it says the word note, which also has to do with the story. I just love the illustrations so much. There's Elizabeth and Freddie. Highly recommend the series. I don't know if this author has done anything else since. Last time I looked, he hadn't. I hope he does, because it's so fun. Definitely has a fantasy element, especially as you get into book 3. Just a warning in case you don't want that or were unaware. I just got a note slid underneath my door. My 5-year-old is drawing a picture, but it's got her name all over it, so I won't show it to you. Okay, 2 more, both by Agatha Christie. So let's get into these. The first one is, if you want some short stories, we've got Midwinter Murder. This is a great collection of, they're like Christmas to New Year's short stories. I mean, it says winter. Maybe there were some that were just plain old winter, but from what I remember, they were all kind of set between just before Christmas and just after New Year's kind of thing. So if you want some short stories, there's a new edition of this book out with the most gorgeous cover. Yeah, a lot of these are even like have the word Christmas in them. So definitely recommend that. And then we've got Hercule Poirot's Christmas. This is kind of a funny one to recommend for Christmas because there is a note at the beginning of the book. It says, "My dear James, you have always been one of the most faithful and kindly of my readers. I was therefore seriously perturbed when I received from you a word of criticism. You complained that my murders were getting too refined, anemic in fact. You yearned for a good violent murder with lots of blood, a murder where there was no doubt about it being murder. So this is your special story, written for you. I hope it may please. Your affectionate sister-in-law, Agatha." So this takes place from December 22nd to the 28th. There's 7 different parts, 1 for each day. And it's definitely Agatha Christie's most bloody book, which kind of all makes sense when you get to the end, but no spoilers. We've got a family reunion, and on Christmas Eve, there is a deafening crash of furniture and a blood-curdling scream, and a man is found dead in a pool of blood. It's Agatha Christie. It's gonna be a good time. Just this one's a little bit bloodier. This one was first published in 1938. As I'm sitting here editing the video, I realized I totally forgot to include A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Yeah, major fail. I'm blaming it on the fact that the book was with our Christmas decorations put away, and that's why I forgot about it. I mean, obviously you should read A Christmas Carol if you haven't already, or if you're one of those people that reread it every year. If it's been a few years since you read it, that book should obviously be on this list. Now we're going on to my TBR books. First of all, I just got a Shatona book. She did a freebie recently. It's the Stars of New Cheltenham. I always struggle to say it. This is in her town of Rockwood. She has a bunch of books set there. I haven't actually read it. I was just like, it's Shatona, it's a free book, I'm grabbing it. Avalon is ticked, seriously livid. Who does this Marine recruiter think he is? Her brother is a boy and not ready to be sacrificed to the altar of service to your country. No thank you. When trying to talk sense into Max doesn't work, she does the only thing she can think of, take it to the top. Gareth Hudson has an exemplary record as a Marine recruiter and knows a good man when he sees one. So when Maxton McCullum starts asking questions, it was obvious, match made in military heaven. So when Avalon walks into Gareth's recruiting office, all the wrong kind of fireworks explode. In a peacekeeping move unlike him, Gareth asks for 4 Saturdays to change her mind. If he can't, he'll suggest that Max wait 6 months before signing up. Knowing Shatona, there's going to be some like good banter in there as well. And then I've got 4 out from the library right now. Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. This is the Ernest Cunningham series. It's the Christmas one, and I've heard that it has 24 chapters. It doesn't have a table of contents, but it does look like it has 24 chapters, 26 chapters. So you could do one a day and keep going after Christmas. Yeah, I don't really know anything about this one. Ernest Cunningham didn't set out to have a career solving crimes, but here he is, 2 high-profile murder cases under his belt. I still haven't read book 2. I don't think you need to in order to read this one. I'm still going to try to read it before this one. Which, if you're following the rules of Golden Age mysteries, as Ern always does, it means it's now his turn to participate in the time-honored tradition of the holiday special. So he's not surprised when, beneath the lush valleys and soaring clifftops of Australia's Blue Mountain National Park, the bodies start piling up on December 21st. The clues are abstract: a flashy magician's deadly trick, a heinous murder committed without setting foot inside the room where it happens, a lethal paper cut, who knew they were lethal, and an advent calendar, because, you know, 'tis the season. Based on the one book that I read, I think this will be fun. As with Christmas books, it's shorter like they usually are, so that shouldn't take that long. Then Holly recently texted me and asked if I had read anything by Alexandria Benedict. I hadn't. My library had 2 of her books in stock, and they were both Christmas books. And she said, I think there's some swearing in here, so she wasn't a fan, but that doesn't bother me as much, so I thought I would check it out. She also has Murder on the Christmas Express. I don't think my library had that one. So we've got the Christmas Jigsaw Murders. Hello, I've been all about the puzzles. This Christmas, a killer takes family games to a murderous new level. On the 19th of December, renowned puzzle setter, loner, and Christmas skeptic Eddie finds a hand-delivered present on her doorstep. Unwrapping it, she finds a jigsaw box and inside 6 jigsaw pieces. When fit together, the pieces show part of a crime scene. Blood-splattered black and white tiles and part of an outlined body. Included in the parcel is a message. 4, maybe more, people will be dead by midnight on Christmas Eve, unless you can put all the pieces together and stop me. It's signed, Rest in Pieces. Okay, that sounds interesting to me. And then we've got the Christmas Murder Game. 12 clues, 12 keys, 12 days of Christmas. But how many will die before 12th night? The annual Christmas game is afoot at Endgame House, the Armitage's grand family home. This year's prize is to die for, deeds to the house itself. But Lily Armitage has no intention of returning. She hasn't been back to Endgame since her mother died 21 years ago, and she has no intention of claiming the house that haunts her dreams. Until, that is, she receives a letter from her aunt promising that the game's riddles will give her the keys not only to Endgame, but to its darkest secrets, including the identity of her mother's murderer. Yeah, those sound interesting. I like games, I like jigsaw puzzles. I've really been in the mood for Christmas murder mysteries as well. If you guys have more suggestions, please let me know. And the last book, I don't know, there might be an Alexandria Benedict book, short story in here? No? Okay. Yes, there is. Okay, that's why I requested this. I couldn't remember. It's called Death Comes at Christmas, and this is short stories. And Alexandria Benedict is one of the people in here. we've got 18 to 20 short stories in here. I don't think that I recognize any of these authors, so I'll just try it out. Is there any connections? From locked room mysteries on Christmas Eve to devilish whodunits and tales of simmering rivalries unfolding at the dinner table. These 18, I didn't even need to kind of guesstimate, seasonal tales will delight and shock at every twist and turn. So, unwrap the presents, pour a mug of mulled wine, and follow the blood-stained footprints through the freshly fallen snow as winter descends and darkness lurks in the shadows. Sounds fun. I think some whodunit Christmas mysteries sounds great for December. So those are all my Christmas recommendations, as well as at least the ones that I know that are currently on my TBR. Let me know if you guys have some other suggestions. I will add to my TBR. I feel like this year I'm more interested in reading Christmas books than I have been for years, that I ever possibly. So please leave your recommendations below.